Timmy? 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 Hello? Is anyone here? Timmy, where are you? Timmy? Timmy! Oh, Timmy. Oh, Timmy. Timmy, let's go home. No, please let me go. Oh, my God. You must be insane. Why? What have I ever done to you? Please, I promise I'll do anything if you won't kill me. My God, you must be insane. Please. Oh. All right, I'm coming. Oh, Cookie, it was horrible.
Oh, now calm down. Everything will be all right. Be calm. Listen, I want you to tell me everything that happened. But first of all, I want you to sit down right here. Drink this. It'll help you.
Oh, Cookie, it was horrible.
Someone try to rape you?
I saw a crime. A murder. And the only thing I did was to run away. Timmy. I left Timmy back there. I have to go get Timmy before Mrs. Howard finds out.
You can't go now. Oh, take off your coat. It's soaking wet. There. That's better. Now, go and tell Mrs. Howard everything that happened. Well, go ahead. A murder. Whew. Come in.
I would like to speak to you, Mrs. Howard.
What is it?
Mrs. Howard.
What's wrong?
I don't know how to explain.
Explain what?
I saw a murder.
What? A murder?
Yes.
I don't know what to do.
Are you sure of that?
Yes.
Well then, we'd better call the police.
I followed him, Inspector.
You mean the door was open and you just walked in?
I knocked, but there was no answer. And then I heard Timmy barking from inside, and...
Miss Christensen, what happened?
What? The room. Everything is different. The furniture was uncovered. And there was a fire. And flowers. Inspector, everything's been changed. And the body was over here.
Miss Christensen, we haven't found a body or any evidence that a murder took place. Please, come with me. How long have you been working with Mrs. Howard?
Only 3 days, that's all.
Where did you come from? Where's your family?
I just came out of an orphanage.
Daniels, go find Roger and see if he found anything.
Yes, sir.
There she is. But I saw her die.
Miss Christensen, that's a portrait of a lady named Catherine Webster. About 23 years ago, I came to the same house on a night very much like this. And on that night, we did find a body. Hers.
No. It can't be.
I found your dog, Mrs. Howard. It's been hurt. Inspector, there's something wrong. You better come up, too.
Timmy! Oh, my poor little baby. Oh, Mumsy's here. No, it's all right.
Be careful, he's hurt.
He's my baby. Oh, sweetheart. Oh, my dog.
What was it you wanted me to see, Daniels?
You better look in here.
I thought this house was abandoned.
All the noise was my imagination. These flowers haven't been here in this room for 20 years. Somebody's been here in this room. I didn't want to fall in love with him. I didn't know. Please, don't.
Audrey! Oh, it was just a nightmare. Oh. See? There's nothing to be afraid of. Here, take one of these. It will make you sleep. Come on. Here. Oh, what a night you've had, my poor child. There. That's better. My, what a fright you gave me. Now, put everything negative out of your mind. And try to get some rest. Good night, my dear.
Good night.
Weeknights on Comet.
What is that?
Robot?
Oh my God. What is that? What is that?
It's an emergency.
Boogeyman! What is that?
Did you hear the screaming last night?
Who was the victim?
It wasn't a victim. Miss Audrey had a nightmare.
Poor Miss Christensen. She must feel very lonely, with no home, no family, nowhere to go. I can understand her. I also grew up in an orphanage.
Oh, would you like to have your breakfast now, Miss Audrey?
Yes. I'll have it on the terrace.
Mrs. Howard wants to see you, Miss Christensen, right away.
And then Mumsy's going to take her weeny little teeny baby to the beauty parlor. Oh. And then a great big steak for Din Din. Come in.
You wanted to see me, Mrs. Howard?
Yes, my dear. Inspector Remington called a little while ago. They didn't find a thing to indicate that any crime had taken place last night.
But the flowers. The cut on Timmy's foot.
They checked out the flowers. Obviously somebody, Catherine's husband, had been using that room as a shrine to Catherine's memory. There's no more mystery than that. Please sit down. As for Timmy, he could have hurt himself on a loose carpet tack or something just as simple.
But Mrs. Howard, I know what I saw.
Miss Christensen, nothing happened in that house last night. Please, for your own sake, try to forget about it. No good will come from dwelling on it. By the way, go and buy yourself a nice dress. Roland Stewart has invited us to a party tomorrow night.
Oh, I remember this room. It was here I used to write my diary. Where did I hide it? No, it can't be here. Maybe there. No. In the chest of drawers. Oh, my God. I must find it before anyone else gets hold of it. They'll know what kind of woman Catherine really was. Wait. Now I remember. The mirrored room. Perhaps I hid it there. This room is so beautiful. I always loved it. So many years have passed, but it's exactly the same as when I left. I remember the last time I stood before this mirror. I was going to run away with Roland, but then he found out I was married. My favorite flowers. Oh, my poor husband Gregory must have put them there. All this was mine once. I had everything a woman could desire. And now I have only your memories, Catherine. This dress. Greg gave it to me a few days before I died. How sad it is to leave everything behind. My jewel box. A necklace. Richard stole it from his wife, Nora, to give to me on my birthday. What is this? My diary. At last I found it. Today, Richard Wilson came to see me. I told him I was going to have his child. The coward struck me. I threatened to tell his wife, Nora, everything. As the time passed, Nora came and threatened my life and told me to stay away from her husband, Richard. I decided to leave him, but emptiness filled my soul. I couldn't stand the touch of Gregory any longer. And then I met Roland. And when he took me in his arms, I really knew what love was. When he kissed me, I felt everything a woman could desire. It was then that I decided to tell my poor husband Gregory. But he would rather have me deceive him than run away with another man. Today, someone sent me an anonymous letter threatening to kill me. So this is perhaps the last page of my diary.
What are you doing here? Who are you?
Miss Randall?
How did you know my name?
I don't know. Thank you.
You're welcome, Miss Catherine. Who are you?
I'm Audrey Christensen.
You? You're the one who said she saw Catherine murdered last night.
Yes, I did.
I believe you. Nobody knew Catherine like I knew her. I was her housekeeper and friend. I know she's here crying out for revenge. Why? Who could have killed such a wonderful woman?
You must have loved her very much.
I was with her family before she married Mr. Webster. For many years, she was a devoted wife. They were very happy. Until
she fell in love with another man.
Who? Who told you such a lie?
I'm sorry.
How dare you? Get out. Get out of here.
Hello. You can take it now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What can I do for you? Where can I find newspapers from 1908? On the last shelf on the left. Thank you.
Now, dear, let's see how you look.
What's wrong, Mrs. Howard? Isn't this all right?
Audrey, that dress, I'm afraid it just won't do.
But I thought...
I'm sorry, dear. I can't let you wear it. You'll have to change, so go ahead. And hurry. Good evening, Harold.
Good evening, Mrs. Fowler. It's wonderful I see you again.
Thank you. Oh, there's our host.
Vous permettez.
Good. Roland, darling. Oh, how are you?
Mrs. Howard, good evening. It's good to see you.
Audrey, I'd like you to meet Mr. Roland Stewart. Roland, this is Miss Audrey Christensen.
How do you do? Won't you sit down? Well, I ordered champagne.
Ooh, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Is anything wrong, dear?
Don't worry. I feel better now.
Oh, Inspector Remington. This is Mr. Roland Stewart.
How do you do? How are you? Oh, won't you join us?
Yes, thank you. Miss Christensen, Mrs. Howard. I've been thinking about all the things you told us that happened the other night at the old Webster house.
Please, I wish you'd drop the subject.
Well, then I'd like to propose a toast to this lovely young lady.
Here's to us. Miss Christensen, are you all right?
Yes, certainly. I suddenly felt a little faint. Excuse me.
I wonder if something is the matter with her.
There are things I don't understand. Like the fact that Miss Christensen has only been here a few days. And I doubt if she ever even heard of this place. Yet she seems to know everything about Catherine, knows that she was murdered. If nobody told her, how does she find out things so accurate about a murder that took place before she was born? How does she know?
Why can't we join the party like the others? Why are we always hiding?
My father is very jealous of everyone.
Promise me you'll tell him about us.
I promise.
Miss Christensen. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you. Can I help you?
Mr. Stewart, you knew Catherine very well.
Yes.
And you loved her.
How did you know that?
I can't explain it.
Miss Christensen, you look so much like Catherine. Your hair.
Yes?
I'd like to speak to Mrs. Howard.
Mr. Stewart, come in. This way. Mr. Stewart, to see you. Oh, Roland.
Mrs. Howard, you're looking well.
Roland, I'm so glad to see you.
I'm sorry for dropping by unexpectedly like this. There is something I must talk to you about.
Well, what is it? Is it something about Audrey?
Mrs. Howard? I was wondering if you could tell me how she came to be here with you.
Well, I wrote to the orphanage for a companion, and they sent Audrey to me. I'm beginning to think I've made a mistake.
What I don't understand is how she knows so much about Catherine.
I've been wondering about that myself.
Mrs. Howard, do you think I could speak to her? Alone?
Of course. I don't know why, but I feel responsible for that poor child.
What you're doing is very kind and generous. You're a fine woman, Mrs. Howard.
If only we could have talked like this, together with no one in the way. So many things might have been different. Yes, ma'am? Call Miss Audrey. I believe she's in her room.
She's not in her room. I don't think she's even in the house.
I think I know where she might be. In the old Webster house.
It's incredible. You look just like Catherine. Oh.
Miss Randall. I don't belong to this world. I belong to the astral world. The world of waiting. There, we are only energy. No form, no body, no love. Time is endless. That is the world I live in, Miss Randall.
What do you want? You get out of this house. Hear me?
What are you doing wearing that dress?
I don't know how I got into this.
You never know how you get into things, do you, Miss Christensen? But yet you know so much about Catherine. Well, I want to hear the truth, Miss Christensen. Right now.
Get out! Get out!
You can't run away from the truth, Miss Christensen.
Let me go! I know what have set you so.
That someone might find out what happened that night. You may believe I killed her. The truth is, you can't tell fantasy from reality. A poor orphan girl trying to escape into the memories of a dead woman. You must have felt you had nothing until you found Catherine's diary. Get out of this place, Miss Christensen, before it's too late.
Catherine. Catherine, I'm so glad you came. Catherine, I want to be happy. Like you were. Oh, he loves me. He even kissed me. I never knew what love was until I met him. It's not true. I'll never never love me. He couldn't. He couldn't even touch my lips.
Mrs. Howard.
Catherine. Catherine, please help me. I love him so much.
Mrs. Howard, is there anything I can do for you?
Audrey, it's you. I thought you were somebody else. Somebody I knew a long time ago.
It's late, Mrs. Howard. You better go to bed.
Miss Christensen, Mr. Stewart is here.
Good morning, Miss Christensen. How are you feeling?
Fine, thank you. Won't you sit down?
Thank you. I want to tell you how sorry I am about all the things I said to you last night.
Don't.
Yes, but I believe that...
Roland.
Mrs. Howard.
What a pleasure to see you so early.
Well, I happen to have remembered that I have 3 tickets for the opera this evening. And I thought perhaps you and Miss Christensen, of course, would like to join me.
Oh, Roland, you are a darling. I love the opera. We'll be very glad to accept, won't we?
Shall we say 7 o'clock?
Perfect.
All right. I'll come for you then. Until tonight.
Did you have a nice conversation with Mr. Stewart?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, by the way, Greg Webster called me. He wants the diary of Catherine Webster immediately. Otherwise, he'll report to the police.
Miss Christensen? I have a message for you. Right this way, please.
So you are. Well, since we haven't met, I'm Gregory Webster.
Yes?
I understand that you have my dear wife's diary. I demand that you give it to me.
I put it back where I found it.
Where?
I can't tell you, Mr. Webster. That was Catherine's life. Things she kept secret, even from you.
I don't know what you're up to, but I want that diary. I don't want to reopen an old scandal. There'll be no divorce. No scandal. Understand?
I'm going to have Richard's baby.
give a damn whose baby you're going to have. I'll never let you leave me. Never.
She was going to leave you.
Yes. She threatened to leave me.
And you were angry. That's why you killed her.
No. I didn't kill her. I couldn't be without her. I still love her. Whatever she did. Now, get out of here. Leave me alone. Get out.
Thank you.
It was a wonderful evening. Won't you come in?
Thank you. It's very late. I'd better go now. Good night.
Oh, Mrs. Howard. Oh, thank God you're back, ma'am. There's somebody up in Miss Audrey's room.
Roland, quickly. Cookie says there's somebody up in Audrey's room.
Well, I know what they wanted. The diary of Catherine Webster.
Miss Christensen, where is the diary?
I don't have it, Inspector.
Well, as long as the killer believes you have the diary, you're in danger.
These just came for you, Miss Christensen. I think they're flowers.
Flowers? From a secret admirer?
No. Just a friend.
If I were you, Miss Christensen, I would be suspicious of everyone.
I'll be careful, Inspector. Is Mrs. Howard still sleeping?
Yes, she told me not to disturb her before noon. I don't know how she can sleep after what happened last night.
Would you lend me your car?
Sure. The keys are in it.
Thank you, Cookie. Please tell Mrs. Howard I'll be late.
Since Miss Christensen found Catherine's diary, she has gone through terrible experiences, even threatening her life. That's why you brought her here, to protect her. I don't want to push you, Mr. Stewart, but I must speak to Miss Christensen.
How did you know she was here?
Mrs. Howard told me. I have to talk to her about the diary. I know there is compromising material in there about my late husband, Richard.
I don't have the diary, Mrs. Wilson. And you don't have to worry. No one will find it. There's absolutely nothing you can do, Mrs. Wilson. Your husband loves me. That's why we are going away together.
And you love him. In that case, what are you doing in another man's house? Or is Mr. Stewart part of your collection?
You'd better leave, Mrs. Wilson.
Don't worry, I will. But after I've taken care of you.
Mrs. Wilson, that would mean scandal. You would ruin his life.
That's exactly the way it happened.
Mrs. Wilson, I have to ask you something. Could your husband have killed her?
No, he didn't kill her. He loved her, even after what she had done to him. I'm afraid I'll have to go now. Miss Christensen, I'm sure that you will never let that diary be found. It will mean scandal.
By the way, you told me on the phone you had something important to tell me. You don't have to worry. I kept my promise. No one knows I'm meeting you here. Hey, where are you taking me? What are you doing? Hey, are you crazy? What's going on? Stop it! Stop! What are you doing?
These aren't accidents. Where is Miss Christensen?
She's still at Mr. Stewart's house.
Sure. She won't be safe until we find the killer. I want someone to keep an eye on her. She's in danger.
I guess Darcy left because he smashed your car. Besides, he told me he was going to see his family, of course. You may go now, Cookie. Yes, madam. What is it?
The killer just went downstairs. He'll kill us. Oh.
Oh, damn. The lights have gone out.
Oh, I hope it wasn't the killer.
Hold this. Here. You check that way.
Yes, ma'am.
While you're there, check the fuse box in the cellar. I'm going to call the police. Operator. Operator, get me the police. Hurry. Don't be afraid. Go on. You have the gun. Police? I want to report a prowler.
It's the police, Mrs. Howard.
Oh, Inspector, I'm so glad you're here.
What's wrong, Mrs. Howard?
Miss Henneford saw a prowler. We were just checking the downstairs rooms.
I see.
Inspector, do something. Send down her. You see, lights were out. Oh, my God. She hasn't come back yet.
In that case, we'd better find her. Quickly. No, you stay here. Please. Wait. She didn't use it.
Where can she be?
Well, I don't know. No sign of her down here. We better go back and check upstairs.
Wait a minute, Inspector. There's something wrong here. Look.
Earth is in peril from people. But on Comet, it's people.
Miss Christensen, good evening. How are you?
Wonderful. But I have to go back.
Well, if you wish, I want you to know you can stay here.
Good evening. Has he been here with you all day?
No. Why, I just arrived home a few minutes ago. Oh, Inspector. Would you like a drink?
No, thank you. Where were you?
I was at my office.
Was anyone with you?
Just the board of directors and several stockholders. It was a board meeting, Inspector. You can check. Just call my secretary.
Had something happened to Mrs. Howard?
No, but Cookie was killed.
Oh, poor Cookie. Inspector, we must go to Mrs. Howard. She's all alone.
No. Someone is already looking after her. Miss Christensen, who else knew about the diary?
Miss Randall and a certain Mrs. Wilson.
Thank you.
Audrey? What's the matter?
Your eyes. I saw them that night. You were there.
Did you tell him about us?
No. I'm sorry. I promise I'll tell him. Don't worry. I'll tell him when he comes back.
No. No, you won't. You haven't told him before. And you never will. Will you? You never had any intention of telling him. Did you?
Of course not. Did you really think I would leave Greg?
You tramp.
I'll tell you how much I love you. I'm going to have a baby. You want to know who the father is? It's not you.
The only thing I feel for you now is pity. That's what happened. I hope you believe me.
I believe you.
Please sit down. It'll just be a moment.
Good afternoon. So, you were out of town last night?
Yes. My sister called me. I went to see her.
Did you know about Miss Christensen having Catherine Webster's diary?
Of course I did. I gave it to her. Don't you understand? She's Catherine, who wants to avenge her death. And I must help her. I knew it was her. Right from the first time, I knew it was Catherine. I loved her so that I knew all her secrets. She was like a daughter.
What secret, Miss Randall?
They are gone forever now. I will never tell. That night, I knew that something was wrong. I could feel it. It seemed like she wanted me to go, but I could feel that something was going to happen. I told her I could stay, but she wouldn't let me. I don't know why, but at that moment, I felt that perhaps it was the last time I would see Catherine. For the first time, she was hiding something from me. I should have stayed there. I knew someone was with her.
Yes, the one who killed her. But who? Go with her.
Yes, sir. Miss Randall, please come with me. I'm going to take you home now.
Daniels.
Yes, sir.
Has Mrs. Wilson arrived yet?
Not yet, sir.
Okay, call up her house and find out if she's left.
Hello, Mrs. Howard.
Audrey, I'm glad you're home. Mrs. Whitman is staying here in the house for a while, but it's not like having you here.
Don't worry. Nothing will happen. I'll be here.
Is Mr. Stewart with you?
No. I wanted to talk to you alone. I'm going to marry Roland.
Oh? But you hardly know each other.
I know, but we're happy together.
Well then, I wish you all the happiness in the world.
Thank you, Mrs. Howard.
This calls for a celebration. Oh, Audrey, what a surprise. To your happiness, my child.
Where are you going, Mr. Webster?
To the cemetery to put some flowers on my uncle's crypt.
He can wait. He's dead. But there are many who will be murdered if we don't find the killer. Let's go for a walk, Mr. Webster. Would you mind telling me when was the last time you saw Mrs. Wilson?
2 weeks ago. She came to see my uncle, but he wasn't home.
And what did she tell you?
She was worried because Miss Christensen had found Catherine's diary.
So you went to Miss Christensen's house to search for that diary, and then, when you didn't find it, you tried to kill her.
That's not true.
Why did Mrs. Wilson go to see your uncle that night? And why did she want that diary so badly? What kind of connection was there between the two of them? I'm sure you know the answers.
Know what? I don't understand.
Mrs. Wilson was killed yesterday.
I swear I didn't have anything to do with her death.
You're under arrest, Mr. Webster.
You have no right to arrest me. You have no proof whatsoever.
All right, let's go.
You must believe me. I didn't have anything to do with her death.
Calm down.
Please, listen to me. You have no proof.
That's what I'm looking for. Proof. Before somebody else gets killed.
Well, I'd better go to bed, too. Good night, Mrs. Howard.
Sleep well. Good night, dear. Oh, Audrey, would you mind turning out the lights as you go?
Yes, Mrs. Howard. What's wrong, Mrs. Howard?
Oh, my God. What happened?
Oh, God. Why? He was the only thing I ever loved. Why? Why, poor Timmy? He never hurt anyone.
Calm down, Mrs. Howard. I know how you feel.
The line is dead.
Helen, take your car. Go to the police. Have them send Inspector Remington here immediately.
Of course. What kind of a sick person would do such a thing?
Timmy, my poor baby.
Why don't you lie down?
I hope she hurries.
Inspector Remington will be here as soon as he knows.
Shh. Did you hear that?
What?
Whoever killed Timmy is still here. I can hear someone downstairs.
Mrs. Howard, you can't go out there.
Let me go. Afraid of you. You killed Timmy and all the others. Why? Why? Roland! I can't believe it. It was Roland. I scared him away. But I'm afraid he'll have to come back if he wants to keep me quiet. I know how you feel, Audrey. But it's true.
Roland, no. It can't be.
Audrey, you have to get out of here before he comes back. He'll kill you like he killed the others. Don't you realize your life is at stake? Hurry!
But what about you?
I don't care about myself. Anyway, I have the gun. I'm going to make him pay for everything he's done. Go, child. Go on.
But where can I go?
To the old Webster house. He won't dare go there.
I want to see Inspector Remington. It's very urgent. Please.
The inspector's very busy now. Can you wait a moment?
But it is very important. Mrs. Howard and Miss Audrey, they're in danger.
Who is in danger, madam?
Open the door, Audrey. It's all over.
Oh.
I killed Roland. Open. Open up.
Oh, Mrs. Howard. It was so horrible. Oh, don't look. Poor Miss Randall.
Why poor? She wanted to be with Catherine. Now she has her wish. Catherine deserved to die. She knew I loved Roland. I even begged her to leave him alone. But she wouldn't. That night after Roland left, I decided to make her pay for what she had done to me, to Roland, and to her husband. You rotten!
Who are you?
I warned you to stay away from him, but you wouldn't leave him alone. Now I'm going to have to kill you.
Oh my God, you must be insane. No. Oh, please don't.
I hated her. I hope she rots in hell. Everyone had forgotten. And then you came. I tried to frighten you away from this house, but you wouldn't leave. So you see, you were responsible for everything that's happened.
My God. Why did you kill all the others?
I had to kill Darcy. He saw where I'd scraped my car fender when I ran you off the road. Poor Darcy. He never suspected that such a sweet, kind woman would kill him. I remember how he ran for his life. Yes, he wanted to live, but it was too late to turn back. He might have put it together and realized it was me who tried to kill you. Greg Webster had another piece of the puzzle. It was me who told him about Catherine's love affairs. He kept quiet to avoid a scandal. But after all that happened, I couldn't take any chances. It was horrible to see him die.
And Cookie, why?
Why? She was the most dangerous one. She had the most important clue that could have trapped me. She saw Roland's picture under the pillow. She knew Darcy had no family. I knew then I'd have to kill her. Nobody ever suspected me. I made sure of that. One night, I even arranged for a prowler to search your room while we were gone.
Who was it?
Ah, Mrs. Wilson. I told her you'd hidden the diary up in your room. I told her we'd be gone so she'd search for it. I called her again the night I killed Cookie. She went there twice. Yes, she was very helpful. But she would have realized how I'd used her sooner or later. The car wreck was no accident. I put something in it.
But what about Timmy?
Oh, I don't want to talk about that. I had to do it, you know. It was the only way I could get Helen out of the way and you into this house. You see, she'd tell that story about Timmy, and then I'd never be suspected. You, the one I loved so much. Now you want to take Roland away from me. Just like Catherine did. I've had enough. No more. I hate you. Ungrateful. Tramp. Just like Catherine was. It can't be. I killed you! You're dead!